The Senate Committee on Customs is in the middle of investigations into revenue leakages in the country's import and export sector. The figures involved are mind-boggling. I'm Linda Akibe, and you're welcome to the Gavel. 30 trillion naira. That's what the Senate Committee on Customs claims that Nigeria lost between 2006 and 2016 from infractions and shady practices at the nation's ports from fraudulent importers and exporters. The Senate Committee on Customs has been investigating the sources of these revenue leakages at the ports and has invited 30 companies out of many more to explain their import and export activities. We had an interview with the chairman, Senate Committee on Customs, Senator Uzodinma, to get more details about the preliminary findings from the ongoing investigation.
Recall that Senate in plenary took a resolution as a result of some petitions from some stakeholders over the quantum of revenue loss arising from leakages here and there in the entire import and export value chain. The Senate in plenary mandated our committee to carry out a holistic investigation to identify the avenue for these leakages. Preliminary investigation revealed that over 30 trillion naira of collectible revenue to government are still standing outside. We have processed the data collected from our trade portal, and we have been able to identify and trace these monies to various companies. And these companies are over 2,000 in number. We just done an investigation with the first 61 companies. And this preliminary investigation has made some of the companies, due to the confrontations, what we have presented to them, to even begin to make payments to Central Bank of Nigeria. So, and this investigation has also revealed that there are so many cases of round tripping and money laundering through our import-export cycle. The investigation has also revealed that some people will access foreign exchange, pretend to be importing goods with those foreign exchange, and make documents to be able to access those foreign exchange without bringing anything or any cargo in return, leading to huge capital flight on our economy. So it is a very serious thing. It is a wake-up call that government must take interest. Government must know that foreign exchange allocation must be properly monitored and regulated. Our customs service must be equipped. The comprehensive import to supervision scheme must be strengthened so that all these areas of leakages are blocked.
What do you mean by round tripping in this context?
Round tripping is a situation where you apply for Fund M and you attach a pro forma invoice, creating an impression to Central Bank that you are importing a particular cargo to the tune of, for instance, $1 million. And Central Bank approves this Fund M and allocates $1 million to you at an official exchange rate. And the next thing you will see, they will present a bill of lading that the goods are already being shipped. A pre-assessment, arrival assessment is carried out, and then this importer now abandons the pre-assessment report and uses those documents to go to their bank, discount the letter of credit without any importation. So, meanwhile, government is here thinking that these goods of $1 million have been imported into the country. That is one form of money laundering and capital flight. Another form is the situation where you bring in goods, that you are bringing the goods into free trade zone. And there is this policy that says goods coming into free trade zone must not become as finished goods. There must be 30% value addition. The reason is because the fiscal policy is meant to create employment so that there will be factories, assembly plants that will do this 30% value addition. And in the process, they will employ Nigerians. But what you see now are people bringing goods in the name of free trade zones, and these goods will end up into warehouses in Apapa, and they are off-niche goods. Duties are not paid. Levies are not paid. The next thing is here, they have sold them And now the central bank have not captured these transactions because trade-free zones are supposed to be independent countries of their own. Then the single goods declaration, where an importer who is the declarant declares according to the HS code and tariff handbook the amount of money is supposed to pay. And the system generates SDG, that's what we call single good declaration to the importer. The honorable thing to do is go back to your bank that opened the Form M and pay this. And then you are issued a receipt for you to take delivery of your goods. But they evade these things. Sometimes they forge these documents. Sometimes they fake these documents. Sometimes they through collusion they avoid this. There are so many SGDs unpaid standing against these companies generated from the system. We have confronted them with some of these SGDs. They have owned up some. To some, they have also brought receipts to show that they paid later, because there are this thing called pre-release. If you have perishable goods, custom releases some of these goods to you on pre-release. Yeah, you make some payment, hoping that by the time they do the proper computation, you will come back to make a payment. Most of the companies have refused to regularize this. To that extent, these things are standing against their name in their SCUDA. So that is what we were able to assess, and we are beginning to confront these companies one by one. Can you imagine a situation where somebody will be bringing television like LG? You know that LG has no factory, they're not manufacturing television in Nigeria. And then because the tariff book says if you are bringing CKD, it is zero duty. Then somebody will be bringing LG, a globally acclaimed company, will be bringing television in the name of CKD, and they're not paying duty to government.
What is CKD?
CKD is a completely knocked down engine. That means you have to manufacture the thing from scratch, which means you have to have an industry here to produce it.
Beyond customs, which other regulators are we talking about?
For the past 4 years now, government has not